So we're going to go over a few things today. I mean, we'll do a Q&A, but I'm also going to be going over internal linking and what I use to do my internal linking on the website. Also on Friday, we should be going over blogs and YouTube optimization for SEO. And what do I do after I create a blog? We got 4 blogs we got dropping this week, 2,500 words each or more. So another 10,000 plus words dropping on the website. We're already #1 for our niche. So on the GMB in less than 3 weeks. So let's go in here real quick. Let me unmute you, Michael, real quick, like asked to unmute.
What's going on, Will?
Not much. And you can drop it anytime you want, bro. And drop any gems or anything. All right. So if you have any questions, obviously drop them in the chat. I will be answering them as best of my ability. And this is not the only thing we're going to be going over because it should not be taking too long. Okay. Let me know if you can hear me or not. Give me a 1 if you can hear me loud and clear. Awesome. Okay. So internal linking, we got our website up, we got our pages up, we got all this jazz up. So a couple of things we've already done, and I'll be going over this in SOPs and everything, but I just kind of want to give you an idea of what we've done as far as on-page SEO. We've got all the headers and meta descriptions, meta titles, no broken links, all the alt tag, all the on-page optimization, speed optimization, all that, all the basic stuff, right? Then we've also done the redirect, which I've already told you, which is on writer review. If you click on it, it pops up. It uses the Google search term with the CID and the LRD, which you can see right here, LRD and the CID, both of which are referring to those Google properties using those specific Google searches, not just a simple review link. And I'm doing so because I'm forcing Google, anytime someone clicks on that, as if they did a Google search for my business, my brand, and my search term. Okay. Next, we've also went in, besides giving all of these pictures and images, alt titles, we've also gave them latitude and longitude geodata. And we've uploaded every single image on here, and I have an SOP or standard operating procedure on how we do that, and we'll be going over that next week, likely next week, maybe Friday, because I got several things we'll be covering on Friday. So on average, our blogs or our pages are going to be pretty heavy as far as content, if you will. This page alone has 2,700 words, almost 3,000. Okay. Took us about 3 weeks and we're already #1 for our key term. This is why I've told you, if you do good content, really a lot of this other stuff that people want to do, CTR, G-Stacks, Cloud Stacks, tons of backlinks, is unnecessary for the most part if you do it right. In some industries, you're going to have to do all that other fancy schmancy crap. So now we have all these pages and everything. How are we going to do our internal linking? So if you have VAs like we do, we can go in here and manually do it. Well, there is one plugin I love absolutely to death that I will use. Okay. And it is called Link Whisperer. Link Whisperer. And if you don't have it, let me know and I will be dropping the link in the group and in the back end. Essentially, what Link Whisperer does is it goes through your content, tells you which ones you have textual links for, which ones don't, which ones orphaned, what type of textual link you should be using, what type on what pages, and how your content should be siloed. In other words, what content should be linked to what. Okay, it's ran by AI. And it's really simple to literally run this. So I'm going to show you how we do it from the get-go. All right, so we are logged in. They're wanting to give me the money, and I'm not going to give them money for donation. So we go to plugins. We just hit add new. I hit add new plugin, upload the plugin, choose the file, which is Link Whisperer, right? Install. Pretty sure I'm going to have to get my Gmail account to get my actual authorization code. Give me 1 second. I'm still letting people in as well. Bear with me. All right. So it's now installed. Replace current with uploaded. We're going to upload it. All right. And when you order this, they're going to give you an email and it's going to say, here's your, authorization code, essentially. Once this is done, it's only taken this long, mainly because I'm running, obviously, the video and doing the upload at the same time. So we've already got uploaded. It's activated. Once it's done activating, we're going to take this little code and we're going to drop it in. Literally, it's that simple. You go to the left-hand sidebar, you see Link Whisperer, right? You're going to go to settings on Link Whisperer, and you're going to go to your licensing and you're going to drop in your license, right? Once you drop in your license, you hit activate license and it will be activated. Now, if we go to Link Whisper and we just go to our general settings, right? This is how simple, I mean, really it is. When you first come in here, you're going to run a link search and it's going to literally go through every page and say, do you have links on your pages? Which ones are missing? Which ones are orphaned? Right? And it's going to tell you how many posts did it crawl, okay? How many links were found, how many internal links are found, how many are orphaned. The one you really want to pay attention to, you never want orphaned pages, you never want broken links, you never want 404 errors, right? So what we're going to do, the ones that are orphaned, you never want a page that's orphaned. And orphans literally means the only ones I may leave orphaned are going to be terms of service privacy policy. Orphan basically means it has no internal links and it needs internal links, okay? With Link Whisperer, I go over here and I literally, it's telling me the title of the page, your outbound links. It tells me if you have any outbound links, etc. I hit add. It's going to take me and it's going to use its AI to say, okay, this page is about whatever. In this case, sod needs no less water to healthy lawn. And it's going to say, do you want to edit the sentence? You can literally click on this to edit the sentence if you want, or create a link. You're just going to look through here and make sure you're adding the appropriate links. Like I want not just to go and use some very specific, let's say sod install. Sometimes I want to use lawn, types of lawn, underneath your lawn, weeds, where's it going to? And it's going to link it to this page, and it's going to create all these links. Literally, all I have to do is hit check all, right? All these different pages. Once I look through everything, if I want to edit the sentence or not, I'll be answering questions at the end once you all are done, and hit add links. Right? And it's going to add all the links. So once I go back to, if you will, my report, and if I rerun my report again, it's going to show all the different links that I have, where they're at. You got to go through every single one of these. Okay. So I got tons of pages on here and I'm going to go through every one of them, if I have to, and run reports. So this is my link report. So I still got 25 orphan posts. I want to go through every single one of them, right? And just start adding links, add. And you're going to go through every one of these and just add internal links, The internal links, just by doing some of this stuff, is what we're literally going to wind up ranking this entire website with, right? We literally go through the entire thing and just click accept on these terms of services and privacy policy. And even then, I may still put some hyperlinks in there for contact page, which is very likely what we'll do. We'll hit add internal links. And it's going to tell us where we should add the internal links, right? Laying sod, laying down sod. It's choosing the words in that page because, mind you, I got 3,000 different, most of my pages have, an outlandish amount of content versus most people do not, okay? You can edit the sentence. You can put in all these internal links. You don't have to put in so many internal links or whatever. It's up to you. You choose the links that you want, on the pages you want. Like this is going to be going to this page. This is going to be going to this page. You're creating links in all of your structure, and this is what you want to do. You don't want to leave anything without an internal link structure. Okay, now that we have our site actually structured according to the GMB, which was one of the very first things we did, we created some awesome content. Now we want to do our internal link structure. Just these little things that I'm showing you, okay, alone, you can generally get your website, ranking. I mean, we've already done it. If you literally go through every single one of these, and this is all we're literally going to be doing. We'll go through every page and create hyperlinks or internal links into every single thing, okay? So let's go here, questions about sod, and see if it gives us any suggestions or not. Okay, no suggestions. Let's skip that one. Say, let's go to the next one, watering turf. If it's going to give me any suggestions. Sometimes I'll give you suggestions, sometimes it won't, but most of the time it will. Check all, make sure ain't nothing crazy. What are your new sod? See, a lot of people, when they create hyperlinks or internal textual links, they'll wind up saying, I just want to use the word sod or sod install, which you don't have to do. It's not necessary to do it that way. Choose keywords and key phrases that people are actually going to be looking for and do your internal linking. Okay, let's go back to our report. If you keep dropping questions in there in the end, I will be answering them. Don't think I'm ignoring you. I just know if I stop and start answering everybody's questions, I'll not get anywhere. Okay, that's the only reason. Hit check all, add links. I mean, it makes your life 1,000 times easier. And every time you add a blog, you can do the internal links, okay? And some of you are asking questions. I actually, we do certain things, but I'll let you know. Let's get through all this. As sod farms in St. Louis. Let's go through that one, see if we got any linking structure and see what it's suggesting. It's using AI to tell you exactly St. Louis, Missouri. It's choosing Louis, Missouri, because it knows this page is about St. Louis sod. And so it's going to choose all those. We're going to add internal links. I found out about Link Whisperer from my friend Brad when we did the Black Hat, Black Hat internal linking or link program. But he had told me about it about a year ago. I've just started using it not too long ago on some sites. But I have VAs, so we use our VAs to do most of our internal linking structure. But I figured for most of you guys, this would be perfect for you because not everybody's going to be doing more than one site. Some of you will, some of you won't. That happened because I clicked check all and didn't have nothing checked. So let's go back. In this case, like on this page, this is about should you compact topsoil before laying, and it's choosing the terms laying sod, lay sod, purchasing your sod, before installing sod, whereas most people would just choose the word sod, and that's what they'd want to create all their links to, which is just not something you're going to want to do. So we're creating all these internal links now to all these pages, and the AI, based upon how we have everything structured, is doing it with its own artificial intelligence. Let's see real quick. It's almost done. We got, a bunch of different pages that we're going to be doing. So we got 19 items left. And I want to go through this so y'all could see about how long it will take us to do this versus, if you were doing this on your own and we had, let's say, 50 plus pages, it would be an insane amount of time. Next week, we're also going to be doing our neighborhood pages and our advanced neighborhood pages. We're not even going to need to do, but I'm going to show you how we do them. That way, if anybody wants to attempt to do it or they want to see exactly why we do it, I will have that for y'all next week too. And yes, I do have a SOP. Everything we do, we have SOPs here for, and we'll be giving everything to y'all. Schema, we'll be going over that. Once all my internal structure's done, once all my backlinkings, once all my citations are set up, once everything's set up that I want, then I'll do my advanced schema. And really, I don't even need it because I'm already number one on this map for this area. So this is why I say a lot of times, depending on your niche, just great content. We wrote 40,000 words of content, and this is where we got, so if you go to sod installation, install company, any of those. So, and I will show you more reports, but I've already dropped the reports and shown everybody, but it goes over, you're using not exact phrases. Some of it's going to be exact phrases. Some of it's not. You don't ever want to just go, let me use a bunch of exact phrases for every damn thing. And then, you screw up your internal link structure by doing so. Okay. So we got 17 items or 17 pages left that have no, we could even do this if you wanted to. You could do it a lot faster. Let me admit some of these people in. Check all, add links. Check all, add links. Add. So it's adding all the link structure and everything. Got that done. Got that done. Right. So just getting them all done as much as we can. Check them off. Yes. Add links. I want to get all these links. Get as many of these as possible done. Get all my internal structure done. So once we get our internal structure done, then we can move on to the real work. All right, let's admit Steven. I hope y'all aren't getting bored, but this is just part of what we got to do. This is part of SEO no one wants to talk about. So they want to talk about, most of the time you'll get SEO and they'll go, let me do, off page SEO, which is, and most people think of SEO, they go backlinks, blog, guest blog posts, and every other damn thing. And they don't even have the basics done. And we've just been doing the basics, right? And we're already number one. So you tell me, would you rather do basics or advanced shit and get results? It's up to you. Me, I'd rather get results. So, and that's why I'm trying to teach everybody. Pins in master. Yep, brother, it's amazing. So literally, I don't have to worry, is it going to choose the right key terms? It knows this page is about Kentucky bluegrass. So it's choosing the right keywords and everything for that page. And I'm literally just having to go through here and, create my link structure. That's all I'm doing. This is SEO. This is not what everybody wants to talk about, but this is SEO, bro. St. Louis sod, St. Louis sod. So they're using, you see what they're getting at, and we're pulling certain keywords, and then other times we're pulling other words. Go back to our report. Okay, that one's done. Now let's go to the next one, Heartland Fescue sod. No, Patrick, I mean, my VAs just, we have so many sites. It's not like we can use this on some sites, but we can't do it for everybody. I think we're adding 300 plus clients every month. So I would love if Link Whisperer would sponsor me. Then I would definitely use it on every site. All right, so let's go here. Never know. Maybe I get them to sponsor me. Make everybody's life easy then. Add links. I'll show you the costs and everything. They have licenses. Maybe they'll come out eventually with one that will be for multiple sites or unlimited, which is what I'm hoping for, a lifetime deal, LTD. Since Mr. Georgie Porgy got me on lifetime deals or LTDs now, I can't do monthly crap no more. So our sod, let's see if we can pull one. See, out of all of them so far, it's only gotten, I think, 3 that's not been able to actually choose a keyword for. Go add links. Yep. I'd rather do an LTD than pay monthly any time of the year. So let's go back to our sod. Once again, why we use these keywords like a guide, tips, best uses, etc., is because those are high intent buyer terms versus just using some generic crap that no one's going to want. Okay. Now, even once I'm done here, let's say it doesn't give me any internal links. Can I use a single site license from multiple sites? Well, let's try it, Felix. We're going to try that and see. Okay. And see what happens. Because what'll happen, I know, because I do my own software, and I'm always trying to get a deal anyways. But what happens is you have to, on the actual website, it registers what sites you have it on. Okay. So obviously, if it's registering the site you have it on, then just because you uninstall it don't mean anything. Still letting people in. So that's the biggest thing. But we'll look at the pricing and we're going to go over that. And then we'll go over what can we do as far as, because I would love to be able to just take it off of one site and put it on another. But I'm curious, if you take it off, is it going to get rid of all my internal links as well? Will it remove the links and all that stuff? So, but I haven't done it that way. So I've never seen, but we are going to see if that would be the case. See, it's only not had 2 pages, I believe, that it's not been able to add links to. So awesome. So you don't lose your links, but we're going to see if we can uninstall it off of this and then add it to another one. And I'm pretty sure you can. All right. So out of everything, homepage already had, we got to go into homepage about us and add some internal links. These are just the pages left, which is home, about, homeowners, and sod and privacy. Okay. So let's just say now we go back to our dashboard and it's telling us we got 6 posts that are orphaned, 0 broken links, no 404 errors. And you see, I got 286 internal links, which is amazing. Okay, we got the structure done. Now let's say, I'm going to pull this over here so I can look at it and see what I can do if I wanted to actually install this on another website without having to buy an additional license. We're going to see what we can do here, which I don't know. You know, I've never had to do that, but let's go to my account. Because some of them will actually, some of these LTDs will actually associate it with a specific website. Now, let's say we go and uninstall that plugin, right? Let's see what happens. And now I'm going to try installing it on another plugin. There you go, deactivate. All right. Let's go back to our pages and see where things are located or if they disappeared or whatever. You see them right here. Sod installation. The internal links are still there. Right, internal links. So it appears the internal links are still here. I just want to make sure before we proceed, if you will. Internal links are still here. Let's go over to our blog and see if our internal links are still here. Internal links are all still here. So now the key is going to be, okay, let's say we have I want to make sure it's deactivated. Then I'm going to try putting it on another website. Just out of curiosity, got to get rid of some of these things. So it's not active, so we should be able to put it, if you will, on another website. Let's drop it in on mine just to see what will happen, if it will smack me and tell me you've been a bad boy and don't put it on there. By the way, I'm not telling any of y'all what to do. If y'all do this, it's up to y'all. So, but let's go in here and let's go to plugins and let's go to, oh, come on, baby. Let's go to Link Whisperer and add a plugin. So I'm going to add a plugin. Upload the plugin, Link Whisperer. Where are you at? Install it. Let me get the code again and see. Activate the plugin. I think what it's telling you, for instance, is you can only have it installed on one website at a time and active. And the whole point of it being activated is if it's activated, it shows you, is the links broken or not? Is any of them orphaned or not? And then you can obviously see it's already reached its activation limit. Please upgrade your subscription if you want more. Now, let's see where, if anything. Okay, I see exactly where we got to go. So this is Link Whisperer. If you go into your account, it shows active. You go manage sites. You go deactivate site. All right. Now, no sites have been activated with this license. Let's go back to sod installation and make sure none of our links have disappeared. All right. So our links are still here. Links are still here. So everybody see that. I just want to make sure you see it. You know, links are all still internal. We still have all the internal links. The only thing we're not going to be able to see is we won't have that report saying, hey, by the way, you have 404s or orphaned or whatever. Now, let's say I want to install it or activate it on the second website and do this and see what it says. Voila. Now I can use it on this site. Amazing, huh? So Here's how much it costs. Let's go over here. Let's say if we get log out of Link Whisper and see how much this bad boy costs. Let me go to plugins and uninstall that plugin on my site because I don't want to keep it there. Whoever asked me that question, I love you. Because I don't usually look for ways to quote unquote cheat the system, if you will. Link Whisperer. Let's say we click get started. For one site license, as we just saw, if we don't want the dashboard, we could use it on multiple sites. Multiple sites. $77 and you use it on multiple sites and makes your life easy peasy. You know, no big deal. And we're good to go. Let's go over to maps real quick. And so drop your questions down below. Me and Mr. Mike going to be answering some of them. I'm going to let these last few people in and we'll get answering some of these questions, okay? And we'll go from there. I have had a couple of people ask me some other questions regarding local Viking. Yes, they're going through API Google issues, but those will be fixed pretty soon. I will be dropping this link in the back end soon. And once we're done with that, let me log out of here. And then we'll go through that. All right. So let's get out of here. We're going to answer some questions. Unmute yourself, Mr. Michael.
Yo.
Yeah, you can bill annually or monthly. So I actually bill monthly sometimes. Sometimes I'll do annual. It just depends on how I feel. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to drop the link to Whisperer or Mr. Whisperer, whatever you wish to call it, because everybody's already asking. Mr. Link Whisperer. And I will drop that in there. Give me 1 second. How are you doing, Mr. Mike?
Chilling. How are you?
I'm doing good, buddy. How's Mr. Brent? Because I haven't been seeing him hanging around too much lately. He's all right?
Hopefully he's all right. I haven't heard from him today, but I talked to him yesterday and stuff.
Just tell him we miss him.
Yeah, for sure. Good looking.
Let's
I think
see.
you dropped the link to me. Put it to everyone.
Everybody, yep. Everyone. There's a link to everybody. I'll be dropping it in the back end of the course as well as in the Reloaded private group as well. Okay. So, go ahead.
This is mad random because you didn't even tell me about this. But I've been using Link Whisperer for a minute. So a couple quick things, and I'm just gonna be straight up about this. I'm not super technical, so don't start asking me questions on Facebook. Like, don't do it, because I'm gonna get rude. All right, just be up front.
I love you, man.
If, GMB and CTR shit, that's all good to a certain extent at that. But my point is, don't over optimize, right? Like, don't just fucking click check all. And I'm not saying what you did. I'm just saying, like, look at what you're doing. Because you can over optimize and fuck your shit up real quick. So be easy and less is more. Manually check. Like right now, since this been on, I logged on something and did like 4 orphan pages manually. And I don't know, I wasn't paying that much attention, Will, because I have it. There's a part where you can edit the sentence and change what the you showed them that, because like that's the diamond, right? You don't use
that's what I was telling them.
For
example, is you can go in and you click the button, edit the sentence. You can edit the sentence, and you can choose
and change that anchor text.
Just use that one, and you don't have to use every suggestion. You can, but you can use, let's say, 1 or 2, and that's about it. You don't have to do nothing too crazy.
Correct. Yeah, Link Whisperer is fire. Hell yeah. I had started off like with a 3 site license and then upgraded and then upgraded. So yeah, if you could work out a nice
Yeah.
deal, that'd be even better because
Yeah, the problem with doing it the way we're trying with hacking it is the fact is, for example, you can install
I,
it on a site.
I wouldn't even all right, so let me interject. Sorry, Will. You know how I am.
Go
I
ahead.
wouldn't even do that, bro. Number one, support the fucking developer. Don't
Yep.
be like that. You making money, right? Well, we
Yep.
broken here. Like, come on
Yep.
now. That's number one. Karma,
Yeah.
right? Number two,
Yeah.
you don't create new posts. What the fuck? You build a website once and you leave it alone? You got to keep doing
Yeah.
the shit, right? So that's part of your SOP, weekly, monthly. Like, unless I don't know what y'all doing, but I'm posting new blog posts all the
Yeah,
time.
that's what I'm saying. Because what
So it's like
happens if you
once you
do
take it
that?
off, you
Yeah.
can't go back in and
No.
makes
That's what I
no
was
sense,
telling them.
bro.
So,
Just
because what
buy the shit
happens is if you
and
do
that's it.
that, then you're going to wind up not seeing the reports. You're not going to see your internal link structure. You're not going to see none of
It's
that
not what
shit.
the tool is for. It's not a
Yeah.
one-time install. It's not what it is. That's not what
Yeah.
that is. Like,
Yeah.
take it from someone that's been using it for a while, right? Not,
No.
it's not what you want. You
Let's
want
see.
to make
Go.
sure that you have your report. You're always looking at what you're linking out to, right? And then you
Let's
can
see.
always go in there and change things. Maybe you test something. Maybe you have a what do you call pillar post, right? Or a blog
Yep.
post you're really trying to beef up. You
Let's
guys are the
see.
technical SEOs, and Will can help you with all them intricate details. But
So if it's
Link
50
Whisperer is
site,
strong.
if it's 50 sites or more, it's $347 for 50 sites.
Yeah, like a year, right? That's not bad, man. That's nothing.
That's cheap.
If you got 100 websites, hear me out. If you got 100 websites and $350 for a year of something is a lot of money to you, you need to
You
step
have
back.
issues.
Step back, because you should be on 10 sites or less. No
Yeah.
fucking way in the world you got 100 websites and 350 is the issue.
We'll show
Sorry,
you that.
just
We'll show
being
you that
honest.
again. And I've told people that is like if you, the biggest thing I see agencies doing is not charging enough. So if it's one site 77, 3 sites 117, 10 sites for the year, right, is $167. All right. And that's every year they'll charge you that. If you want 50 or more, then it's only 350 bucks. If you're not making $350 a month and you got 50 sites, you have better issues or more important issues than you fucking links. Okay. So
And their support, by the way, I don't know the guy's name. It's not like I know the guy like that, right? But I went from 3 sites to the 10 sites, and then I think I bought 2 of the 10 sites, right?
yep.
But like he's cool, he's laid back. He was like, "Yeah, bro, buy a 3 site, check it out, and then if you like it, we'll upgrade you and apply the credit." Like smooth, no, never had an issue.
Yep. So
Even
let's
my
see
VA
what else.
loves the tool, also. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah,
He's like, "Yo, Mike,
Brad told me a while back, and I was just like, nah, I got my VAs to do it. Then he dropped it to me again. I was like, let me go check it out. So it's
yeah, I
pretty
heard when he
cool.
said
I
it on
like
the
it.
webinar. When he mentioned it on
Yeah,
the webinar, I was like, ooh, right?
yeah.
It's a good share though.
By the way, I will be in regards to that Black Hat SE backlinking tool. I am putting together. I already have a SOP. I'm putting together a video SOP, and then of course I'm going to drop some training on it, and I'm going to be doing some blasts on that on YouTube as well as in the group. And I'm not even going to charge extra for it. I'm just going to drop it. Okay. Let's
Nice.
see. He's giving nuggets away. Never told anybody about Link Whisperer.
Oh, that was me when
Yeah,
I
yeah,
saw what you was about to mention.
yeah. How do pop-ups work with Link Whisperer? I mean, it's not a page. I mean, if you're talking, do you need an internal link on a pop-up? I don't think so, because you shouldn't. To me, the whole purpose of a pop-up would be, you know, opt-ins and stuff like that, not to send them to another page. If you have a pop-up and you're trying to send them to another page, I think you kind of have an issue. I'd have to see the pop-up really to see what you're trying to accomplish. I don't use pop-up except for exit pop-ups if I'm trying to do a funnel, which even then when I'm using funnels, I'm not doing it for SEO purposes. So What ratio of links? I usually try to use 2 links per 500 words or so. Most of my pages, why you're going to see so many damn links, is 1,500 to 3,000 words on most of my pages. Like the 4 new blogs I just dropped are anywhere from 2,500 to over 3,000 words. How many licenses of Link Whisper do you need for your current client sites? Me, I need 2 licenses, the 50 plus at minimum, just to cover my agencies, then to cover my rank and rents and everything else. I need, that's why I said if I could get a sponsorship, I'm going to talk to them about getting a sponsorship. I usually don't go for sponsorships because then people think, well, you're pushing it because you're a sponsor and they back you or whatever. And I don't like dealing with that crap. I don't do stuff because someone sponsored me. I do stuff because I think it works and I know it works. Can you use the plugin license on a site to fix it up, then pull the, yeah, we already talked about you can, but I wouldn't do that. Patrick, are there any limits on the number of internal links we should use? I already went over that one. I would try to do 1 to 2 per 500 words. And that's not written in stone. So don't go saying, well, William said I'm only supposed to use 2 internal links per 500 like it's the Bible or some shit. It's not, just don't do craziness is what I'm getting at. Have you ever noticed over optimization issues? If you use too many links on too thin of content, I would say yes. If you don't have 1,500 words of content, you go in there and drop, 10 damn links, then yeah, I think it's probably going to be an issue. I stick to, let's say 1,500 words, you should probably have 6 links, if that, you're just wanting to silo the content and then link the content together. Like this Lego block goes with this Lego block. This Lego block goes with this Lego block. Okay, so you're building a house. In the Gutenberg course, will I give us a site as a template to work from in the future? Yep, I'm doing so. So if you're in the Gutenberg class and I'm teaching you web design, actually, once we're done building that site, I'm going to zip that bitch up and give it to you so you can literally install what I give you and you have a basis to make any site off of that you want. So yes, I hadn't told everybody that yet, but now I'm telling you. So this is a really sexy stuff. Abe said, yes, sir. Pinzen Master. I love your name, brother. Who's bored? I'm using on my sites right now. Patrick, do you have your VAs? No, my VAs are using Link Whisper. We just started really, they were doing it internally by themselves for the longest time, but we have since started using Link Whisper. Can I, yep, not answering that question again. Go ahead, Mike.
Will, maybe something you could throw out there, right? What do you link out to, right? On your sites? Like,
I'll actually be covering that on
okay,
location pages
because
because
like
I did.
I'm looking
Yep.
at one of my sites, right? Like
Yep.
I see Yelp, I see
Yep.
YouTube,
Yep.
Google, GMB site, Twitter,
Yep.
Better Business Bureau,
Yep.
G.page,
Mm-hmm.
Wiki, Google
Mm-hmm.
shortened, the money URL, Google business site. Uh, so
Yeah, we do a lot of that, and then when I do the location pages, I go over one of the first things I tell people to do is, and this is something I did. I was actually it's pre-recorded, the SEO Mastery Summit with Mads. They pre-record it and they drop it in September. So I was already on it. They'll drop that in September. And, we went through it and I literally say, for example, like I say in this class, Google is showing you what's important to them on maps. Most people are just too blind to see it. If I was able to pull the map up, I'll answer some more questions, but I'll show you what I showed them yesterday. Do I have the SEO? Y'all aren't supposed to see this, I don't think, but y'all are in my class. So if you were to look at this map of this city, and I'm trying to rank in Atlanta, what is Google telling me that's important about it? Just looking at it. Here's Atlanta. Here's the weather in Atlanta. Here's some quick facts about Atlanta. Iconic data about Atlanta. The restaurants, the hotels, the attractions, the museums, the transit, pharmacies, ATMs, all that shit's important to them. Same thing in Google search. They tell you, hey, here's the stuff on Google search. If you want to visit Atlanta, here's the stuff that's really freaking important to us that everybody and their mama ignores. This is what we put on our location pages and our city pages. And everybody's kind of like, why do you do that? I do it because Google structure, you know. So let's go back through here. All right. So let's go through here. I'm going to go through all this stuff. Answer. Okay. LTDs. Yeah, we talked about that. Documentation. No, you don't lose your links. Billed annually, so it's cheap. All right. What else we got here?
So well, here, you want me to hit him with a nugget? Because I feel like I gotta
Yeah.
give him something. So we're on Link Whisperer. So here's something I do, right? Um, get a blog post. Let's say like just now. Excuse me, guys. Look at that. Joint ain't even lit and I'm choking. That's pathetic. All right. So like just now, I just edited the anchor text on a link and no, not edited. Changed the orphan page. Got the anchor text going somewhere. Grab that URL. Just threw it in the bot in the Viper. Send traffic to it, right? So that to beef up what I want to beef up at the end. So Link Whisper doesn't directly have anything to do with traffic per se, right? But at the end of the day, my mind is always on, you got to put everything together. You know what I mean? Like, especially since this last GMB update or Google update, like single variable tests, which I'm not a king of, but even with working with other people doing stuff, not really bringing results. When you mix multiple and string multiple things together, like a good boxing combination of martial arts, that's where it is. Like them big heavy hooks and uppercuts, not working. That's what I was the king of. Rocket launcher, black hat. Fuck doing all the hard technical work. That shit is getting harder and
That's why
harder.
I've had people tell me, who was it? Someone wrote me yesterday and said about the Google algo updates and some things happening with the Google algo, and I told them, said, I haven't seen any drops. But then again, if you're in this class, I go do the freaking basics first before we get to CTR, before we get to
Oh
PBNs,
hell yeah.
before we get to all this other shit that everybody wants to go, oh, PBN, let me learn PBN. I need to set up a PBN. And you go to the fucking site and they don't have no link structure, GMB structure, or nothing. I'm like, fuck, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah, you shouldn't be trying to build a PBN unless you're super, like, not, I don't want to say super advanced, but unless you took training from someone advanced, right? Like, just buy links until you get to that point, if it's even necessary to get to that point.
Yep.
I made that huge mistake, Will, and spent so much money, bro, trying to build networks that, 2 years later
It's
find out
not
they
even
shitty,
necessary. It's
fucking
not
complete
necessary
waste.
sometimes. And like in this, I was going to build a localized city PBN, and I'm like, it's not worth it. I'm already on page one.
Word. Yep,
You
yep.
know, so what is squirrely SEO? Squirrely SEO, I will be going over that once I get my location pages and all that other shit done. I'm probably be going doing a tutorial for about 2 days or so on squirrely SEO. Squirrely SEO, for example, I had a client, Abe, he's a client of mine. We do some work for him, and he just dropped in the group and he said, for example, update on Squirrely SEO. I ran a test. I installed Squirrely SEO, optimized my site with Squirrely SEO, and my pages jumped 10 spots and the views already up 500%. I have tested them all in one SEO, Rank Math, Yoast, etc. And Squirrely SEO has been the best. So I will be going over that with y'all if you want. It's a plugin like Rank Math and like Yoast. It's one of the ones I like the best. In regards to PBNs, Patrick, yes, I will be covering that at a later date, and buying sites on auctions and stuff like that, and how to create PBNs. But that's going to be more of a advanced class. It's not for just beginners. So you can watch recordings from this previous webinars in this series. Yes, made. You're asking that. It's all in the back end at rankfortressacademy.com. If y'all have any more questions, now's the time, because I still got 8 more minutes before we get off here, and then I got another class coming up. So just ask away. But Link Whisperer is definitely the shit. I would definitely be doing that. And I'm going to be dropping that in the group and everything so everybody can get it if you want. I'm not, I'm just telling you it works. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, great. It's up to you. I just know it makes your life a lot easier. And I have since put my team on it. And there are things a lot of people ask in this class. Well, what's the difference between this reloaded class and the other class? Well, for instance, you're not going to be hearing me talk a lot, and Mike don't know this about G stacks. I'm real likely taking G stacks out of my SOP. Real likely to do that, mainly because I'm not seeing the return on the amount of time it takes me to do an advanced stack. I can do some other things that to me are just, I just think they're better. I'd rather put my time into stuff that if I put an out, let's say I put a week worth of effort into this, or my VAs do, or I do this and I get better return, I may do that. But then again, even if I don't do G stacks now, what's not being effective now could come back and be more effective later. It's not just, hey, I stopped doing it and it's like, we don't ever look at it again, because what happens is things that worked before could actually start working again. And most people don't, they just think, oh, it doesn't work no more and I never do it. Like blog commenting, people will say it don't work. I know damn well it works. At one point I would have said, yeah, it definitely don't work, but it definitely does work if you do it right, but so we're always changing. It's not a matter of, we're always studying. When these updates come up, we've got to sit here and go, okay, what's new? What's working now? I can guarantee if you ask Michael, is there stuff, Michael, that works now that used to not work? Is there stuff that used to work that stops working and then starts working again?
I think we were talking about that shit, like with GMB methods and particularly like history repeats itself, so to speak. Like shit that wasn't working comes back, then it doesn't work. Yeah, it's a cycle.
It's a cycle, and there are things that I know for fact that used to work and they stop, and then you stop doing them, and then all of a sudden, they start working again. That's what I tell people all the time. Don't take my word for it. Don't take Michael's word for it. Don't take Joe Schmo's word for it. Any of these so-called gurus or anything else. Figure it out yourself and go, does it actually work? Test it. I'm not the type of person to go, hey, this works no matter what. It might not work in your damn industry. It might not be worth the time to do it in your industry, but don't sit there and be like, no, this don't work, and make a blanket statement, So
you gotta test, bro. Test and tweak and test shit on your own, right? Like,
yep. And that's why, me and Michael, we started talking, and then we started talking with Brent. I met both of them through CTR, the Viper group. And then I found him. It's like, first thing I remember Michael Bull saying, first thing he's like, man, if you can deal with the marijuana smoking and the cussing, because he's a good old quote unquote Catholic boy, I guess, or something. But, but nevertheless, I told him, I said, that's how we met, because Michael and Brent, they test, and, does this work or does it not work? It's not just a matter of, I say it works and therefore shut up.
Exactly.
But I dropped the link in the groups. If y'all want it, go free. If you have any questions, let me know. Let's see what else we got here. Any more questions coming in? Yep. Okay, got some more questions. Here we go. Okay.
Do you recommend any plugin for on-page keyword optimization?
I'll go over it.
That's kind of manual, right? Is there plugins for that type of shit?
SEO Surfer, yes, but I don't.
Surfer, yeah, but
you can use it. But the thing is, every single page, Surfer tells you should be
But that
3,000 words.
and that's just the content. That really doesn't help you with interlinking, right? I
Nope.
mean, Link Whisperer does
No,
that
it tells you
somewhat.
you should, it does tell you should have pictures, you should have links. It does tell you. It's kind of like Yoast to me. Yoast, for example, will show you, okay, your page is red. We want to get it green, and it tells you how to get it from red to green. Okay, add meta description, add meta titles, add pictures, add video. It tells you the same thing, you know, Surfer tells you. The only difference is Surfer's pulling, if you will, from your competition and saying, well, based upon our information, based upon our own algorithm, we see that people that are trying to rank for roofing repairs, generally, if they're ranking, they have this structure. That's basically what Surfer's good for. I don't use it that much, but I do use it. I just don't use it that much. What is the Viper traffic bot? We'll be going over that in a separate class for about 5 days. I my other class today is a private class because I do private consults in small groups of 5 or more.
Oh, I like the way that sounds.
Yeah, that one's a lot more expensive, but
Yeah,
it's worth it.
exactly. Because time, right? Like,
You get hands on with that in my private group. It's 5 or less people, and it's literally like me taking a GMB or taking a client you're trying to rank and showing you exactly what I would do and training their VAs or training their staff to do it. And that one's $1,000 for 5 hours. So that's in 5-hour blocks. Semantic Mastery SOP. I have nothing to say about Semantic Mastery. Go to Semantic Mastery and test it. I believe in Marco and everything they do, but I know there are updates coming in September, and I have 2 people on the inside at Google that will definitely tell you that they're definitely coming out with that update in September, and it's going to blast your stacks. So basically, stacks will have to be done a different way. You're going to have to associate your stacks with an actual domain name versus just putting a stack on a free link.
I like the way that sounds, though. Bring it on.
Oh, I understand.
No,
I
I'm just,
understand.
well, it's more work, right? But we got to figure out a way to
That's
make it
my
work. If
point.
it's
That's all I'm saying.
effective,
Really, if you're going to do it, you got to have
that makes
unique.
me excited, right? Because
You
that's
have
like,
to.
ooh,
You
EMB to fucking
you
left
you have to do
subdomains,
that. You have
right?
to
It's
have
fucking.
subdomain
Yo,
names, and
listen.
then
All
you're
right,
going to
so
have
hold
that.
on, real fast, because I know how you are with your schedule. 9 o'clock, you can just boom, zoom over, right? So check this shit out. The black hat plugin you got, right? Imagine we get a nice domain or on a
Mhm,
domain, whatever, subdomain it. Use that for a Google site. I
mhm.
wonder if those backlinks would be that powerful because it's coming from a
I'm
Google property.
actually working on something like that. So, you know,
See,
I already have a PBN stack with location city pack stack. That's pretty much what I would be replacing my G stacks with.
yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. But would I want time in G stack or time in this? This page that I'm going to be doing is going to be literally, think of it this way. You take a city, take all those neighborhoods, take all those streets, stack all that shit up in there with all those searches, all of which are related to your terms, and then connect it to your money site. I ain't even got to, I don't even have to assume. I already know what it will do. So let's see. Are you going to be doing some Tumblr stuff, Mike? Are you going to be going over Tumblr? That's another question.
Uh, Going over like what? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
he don't want to go over Tumblr because Tumblr, y'all know about like Mike. Tumblr is like, you know, his secret annihilation weapon. He ain't
Yeah,
going to be
Brent,
dropping that
Brent,
shit on
Brent.
everybody.
I mean, we can share some stuff, but I don't know if you got it
Yeah.
because, like, if you like for someone that don't know nothing about Tumblr, like I'm not the one to be describing all that. Maybe Brent will,
Yeah, he
but
said, is Brent trying to escape giving away his Tumblr secrets?
I hope so.
Squirrely. Yeah.
Basically, Tumblr is powerful. It's too late now. Maybe another time, but maybe come up with some questions so that when we do these, I can answer as best and as much as I'm willing to. But Tumblr is good, man. Just like other Web 2.0s, but Tumblr, WordPress, like some of my favorite for sure. Especially if you can find the high trust flow ones.
Also, if y'all are wanting squirrely and y'all don't want to wait, here's squirrely. Okay. All right. And it has squirrely SEO, squirrely social. It's got education and it's got all, I mean, think of it this way. It not only does SEO, it walks you through SEO, it teaches you SEO, it has webinars, it has classes, it's got all types of shit. So, all right, if there's no more questions later today, I know I dropped this in the class too, or in my free group that about SEO audits. I will be doing random SEO audits throughout the week. So if any of y'all ever want me to do an SEO audit, please drop me an email and I'll do the audit. I go live with all my audits. So if you want me to do it private, you're going to have to pay. You know, I only do paid free audits. Everything I'm paid audits and they're quote unquote secret, you know, but if it's for free, it's going to be public. Okay. I appreciate it. And as always, glad to have you on, Michael, and everybody. And I will see you
Yo,
in the
Will,
back
before
end of the
I
group,
forget,
bro.
message me about something with some CTR, some crazy shit with driving directions. I've been testing out. Yo, dog, this one, you know, I'm not into selling shit and all that, right? But this might be worth getting a little cash in, not just sharing for free, because it's simple, but yet it's like, damn, why I didn't think of that, right? And then
Yeah.
once you start doing it, it's like, ooh, motherfucker,
Yeah.
especially depending on how much
Yeah. We'll
population
talk.
is the geo. But
Yeah, I
hit me
talked
up,
to
because I'll
I talked
forget.
to in their class, not class, but speaking thing with Mads at the Mastery Summit. I mentioned the driving stacks, and afterwards he was just like, he's like, man, this is like I didn't even have a clue of how wild and crazy GMB could be. I said, there's not really that many people into GMB. I could tell them pretty much on one hand the people I trust in GMB, you know, and it's generally Mike, Brent, Chris Palmer, myself, and maybe one other person. That's about it. And it's not because anybody's big. There's a lot of people that talk about it, but no one actually does it and shows you doing it and testing it. And that's what I'm after. Those are the only people I know that actually do it and test it. So my presentation with Mad Singer will be at the SEO Mastery Summit, and that will be in September. They'll probably have close to 9,000 people at that event. It will be
Not
online. So,
9,000 people?
yep,
Damn. Nice.
yep. And May and Mads have been talking before, so he reached out to me. So I'm going to start doing some probably interviews with Mads. He's good because he's mainly in the business management. Mads is, and one of the things he mentioned, for example, he has over 100 VAs. So there's only
What?
like probably one other person I will talk to about how to run an agency that's at the level that we're at, and that would be Mads, because Mads can tell you how to organize everything, how to go through the hiring and all that stuff. Kind of like what we're doing. We're putting together a VA course too and doing the SOPs on how to hire, getting a project manager, setting up your systems, all that stuff. So, all right, guys, I will see you. Yeah, Palmer's been putting some training down that's pretty cool too, for your own CTR network. I just don't like, I love Palmer, but most people are not technically savvy enough to put together their own network for CTR. They're just not. You know, even micro workers, people will come, what the hell's a micro worker? So, yep, 42 speakers so far at the SEO Mastery Summit. And I will see you guys later. Having more questions, drop them in the back end, and we will talk to you soon. I appreciate it.